Got some comments recently. One about from what's his name? His channel Bootlosophy, I think. Tech, I think is the man's name. He had said more long format videos, which I do want to do more of. Kind of gotten lazy lately with the shorts and stuff. YouTube seems to favor those anyway. They get more views. Also, I did want to do more of my old boots. I had thought of doing not a series, but like I'd plan to do more than one because I have a lot of old boots that I don't wear anymore with my P&W obsession lately. So here we are. This is probably, I would say, my first like higher end, I don't know, I guess you could say Red Wing was with originally the Iron Ranger, and then later I had a Beckman, which I sold because it was too tight after wearing it for like over a year, maybe a couple years. But I feel like this was a higher end pair. Funny story, oh my god, these still smell amazing. Funny story with these is I had bought a pair of shoes through my brother years ago when he worked at Nordstrom, and then they didn't fit well. They were UK sizing and kind of strange, like Viberg, and I ended up, because Nordstrom has like the really great trade or return policy, they gave me my full money back even though I'd worn them, and was able to get these, which were the original 1,000-mile boot. This box says brown, I just think. Yeah, brown. I've always wondered too, because they sold like a rust color, and this kind of, in the right light, almost has a reddish rust tone, but I guess they really are brown. Man, I need to, this is funny, I haven't worn them in so long, and you should be able to see this on camera. The Chrome XL sort of like gets kind of fogged up or cloudy. That's kind of crazy. I don't know how the light's coming, if you could see it in the light, but there's some of that there. These have some pretty brutal, like I lost the Chrome XL lottery or whatever. You can see they're pretty thrashed as far as the wrinkles. And here's the soles. I don't know, I've seen people resole boot with less wear than this, but they're pretty, stitching's pretty toast. The heel's doing okay. I kind of, in my mind, won't replace or resole until it's like destroyed or peeling. I had another pair of Wolverines. Maybe I'll do a video on those where the sole actually like was falling off them due to a defective production. Yeah, I mean these, I don't know, I really hope this light looks better than how it looks on the LCD, but there's a lot of spots I notice on these, and I wore them in the rain. I remember wearing them. You know, in my mind they're boots, even though they're a leather sole. I love these laces, by the way. Wolverine's cotton laces are some of the best. Used to be able to buy them from them. I bought one or two extra pairs and put them in other boots, and then they haven't sold them in a long time. Here's the other boot. This one actually has some cracking on the sole, probably maybe suggests they should potentially be resold, but I don't think I'll resole these. I don't wear them anymore, so I think I'll just wear them until they fail. The logo still kind of readable. These, I mean, I guess they have some little scuffs and stuff, as a boot should, I guess. And these were like, you know, what, 300 and something, I think? Yes. Oh, look at this. It had the little Horween card. Aniline Chrome XL, it says. Hopefully this camera's focusing on this. I don't think they put those in the box anymore, and I think they don't do this anymore. Yeah, I guess I don't have the receipt anymore. I thought I had it. The original one was just like a short, I don't even know what you call this. Wolverine, it's not a boot bag, it's like a boot cloth. maybe to polish it or something. I have another pair I got later, and it's a lot longer. This one's like a shorter one. But yeah, I wish I had that receipt handy, because I've had these more than a decade, I know that. I'm trying to think of when I got them. I want to say 2012, maybe 2011. Maybe 2012. And they were like $385, and that was MSRP. So they haven't gone up too much, I don't think, considering inflation and everything. They're a really nice boot. I don't know if these were bigger back then, but this is an 11D, and I've said in my other videos I'm 11.5D Brannick. That's heel to toe. Heel to ball, I'm really honestly more like a 12, but I've always thought of myself as 11.5 with dress shoes and stuff, and some of them are kind of rather tight now. I don't know if I've just gotten used to boots, but sneakers I wear a 12. But these always fit well, even with like not a thick sock, but like not a thinner sock like I wear now. A thicker cotton sock, and they fit fine. Whereas I have another pair in a CF Stead suede. It's like I think they call it amber or something. It's like a reddish tan. And those are 11D too, and those are tight. Those I need to kind of wear a thinner sock. Or I guess they stretch because they're suede and they're thin. But those seem a little bit smaller. And then I have a pair of the 1,000 Mile Evans, which I don't know, it was weird. I remember at the time, this is some years, like 5+ years ago, they were saying on the site that you to order the Evans and true to size, like Zappos and various sites, I think even the Wolverine's website, whereas the regular ones, they were saying to go down a half. So I got the Evans in 11.5D thinking they ran smaller, but I'm not sure what that was about, because at the time I'm like, yeah, that seems right, but now when I wear them, I'm like, they're definitely a little bit bigger than these and my other pair, so maybe those do run the same, but I don't know, I guess it kind of makes them a little bit nicer, and I could wear kind of a medium, thicker boot sock with those, and it's okay. It's a little tight, but I feel like they are a little bit bigger. I don't know, it'd be weird if they really use different lasts, but yeah, these are cool. They're darker. Looking at them now, I haven't worn them, and like I said, look how fogged up that is right there underneath the lace, where the quarters meet the vamp. They really need a brushing. I don't know what causes that. Something to do with the waxes in Chrome XL. When they sit for too long without being worn or brushed, they kind of get cloudy. I sold them, actually, which I should mention. I sold my semi-dress whites to an individual who contacted me. Originally, I think I read it maybe, and I sold him a pair of boots, and then now on YouTube. And I remember when I bought those off the guy on eBay, he had said he had bought them like a year prior, and he must have not worn them like he had said. They were basically unworn because they were covered in this same cloudy, like whatever, which I guess is more evidence why I thought those were Chrome XL, even though the box said brown dress, which they weren't. But these are pretty fogged up. At this point, they're super comfortable, like slippers. These soles on the inside are literally like have all the toe pressure and spots of my feet, so like they feel like a slipper. Don't really wear them, like I said. And then this pair has brutal, whatever you call it, grain, wrinkling. It's pretty nasty. That's actually kind of always bothered me about them. When you look down, they're just covered in crazy creases, but whatever. These weren't a bad boot. I think Wolverine 1,000 Mile made a better product in the past. I don't think their current stuff is up to snuff. Maybe I'll drop some pictures in here, but I bought, this is before I went to the PNW craze last winter. They had a pair of something I had seen on their site on clearance, not in my size, and I noticed a pair showed up on Amazon for like $140 or something, like half off, more than half off. And I bought them, and they were junk. I'll definitely throw some photos in here just so you can really see it. But I was like, God, these are just garbage. The leather felt like pleather, vinyl crap. I think it was real leather, but it was just junk. And they were uneven, and they had a mock toe stitch, and it was inconsistent. I was like, man, they've really fallen downhill. So I don't think Wolverine 1,000 Mile is a boot you really want to look into anymore. I think their quality has gone down the toilet. But maybe that's just that pair. Who knows? Maybe that was why. Maybe it was a seconds, and that's why it was on Amazon. Hard to know. But I really liked these. So yeah, these are my really old Wolverine 1000 mile. I think at the time these were really good, and you know, for 385 I think it was, which you know is more than 385 is today because that was more than a decade ago. I think these were really worth it, and these were pretty much like my favorite pair of boots back then because Red Wing, yeah, is more heavy duty, but it's like so thick and heavy and just kind of bulky. These were kind of like just like a nice boot to just go out every day, and they were way more comfortable. The Iron Rangers, you know, they fit like a glove, you know, you want to say, but they're nothing like this. These a broken in 1000 mile like this is like infinitely more comfortable. It's more these are more comfortable than sneakers. I mean, they're just so soft, and I think they're still relatively durable. You know, they've, not that I worked with them, but you know, wore them to work. We wore them in the rain. I remember going to out to the city a few times, San Francisco, in the rain during the winter, and I'd wear these instead of dress shoes because they're boots. Even though, you know, you got to question wearing a, a leather sole in the rain. I don't know what that was. Wasn't thinking that through well, but they didn't fall apart, and certainly do better than a pair of dress shoes. I almost ate shit one time. My brother, I told you, used to work at Nordstrom, you know, more than a decade ago, and he got me a pair of Ferragamo. He got them for himself, and then he gave them to me a pair of Ferragamos. And I remember wearing dress shoes. I remember wearing them in San Francisco one time for meetings in the rain, and I literally almost ate shit on the sidewalk because they had no traction at all. At least, you know, the sole had a little bit. Yeah, so this is a 11, 12-year-old Wolverine 1000 mile in brown. W05301 is the model number according to the box. I don't know if they still do this, but that was the model number at the time. Cheers.